everyone. Rick Ucchino here again for SK Wrestling, ready to talk some NXT action. The clock is ticking down for Santos Escobar. There is no escape for him this week on NXT as he will face my guest at this time in a no disqualification match. He is the former NXT champion, a title he never lost, by the way. He is Karrion Kross. How are we doing, good sir?
Doing very good. Thank you for having me on.
Not a problem. I'm really excited to talk to you. Wednesday night. This is a matchup. It's got a big fight feel to it. You and Santos Escobar, you both arrived in NXT at roughly the same time, and since then, you're still unbeaten. I think he has maybe one loss in singles action. You guys are two superstars riding high. I know you got to be amped up for this one.
I definitely am, and the no disqualification stipulation is definitely my playground. That's my ballpark.
Yeah, I was going to say, we haven't really seen you in a no DQ setting in NXT, so this is quite exciting for me. I mean, you got to feel like the handcuffs have been let off you a little bit for this matchup.
Yeah, I definitely do. I don't necessarily have to work around the perception of what the referee is paying attention to, which I've had to do in previous situations and scenarios when there's things that I wanted to do that perhaps I shouldn't be doing, but I did them anyways. I found a creative way around it. Now I can just do whatever I want. There's going to be no repercussions. If people are looking for violence, they're going to get it this Wednesday.
Ooh. Now, you got me excited. Now, this is somebody in Santos Escobar that you do have a bit of history with, dating back to your guys' time in Lucha Libre. You know, what's the biggest difference between the Karrion Kross back then and the Karrion Kross that has been dominating NXT since his arrival?
The Karrion Kross from back then used to beat people up for money and used to enjoy it. The Karrion Kross now beats people up because he wants his title back, which is going to be a far worse beating than they were going to get if this is just solely based around monetary consumption. On top of that, I have Scarlett with me. She's a supernatural presence, something that no one has ever really seen. She's very individual, very special, and the whole entire feel of this is going to be completely different. I'm stronger, faster, and bigger now than I've ever been as well.
Now, what about Santos Escobar? Again, you've known him for a few years now. How is he different from when you've dealt with him in the past?
I think Santos is smarter. I think he's faster, and now he's got a gang of guys with him, Legato. He has his people to do his dirty work for him. So obviously that's going to be a factor in this match since there's no disqualification. There's no beating around the bush about that. As soon as I said that, I knew I was going to be competing against three people instead of one, and I'm totally fine with that. I like the odds against me. It's going to make for a better victory.
You've had a few matches now since your return from the shoulder injury. Obviously, with this no DQ stipulation against Escobar, that shoulder has to be feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the injury never even happened. I came out a lot better than I thought I was going to be out of that situation. The ligaments completely blew off the bone when that injury happened. I had no idea what that was going to be like coming back, but I have full stability back in my shoulder, full strength. I'm doing handstands and military press. I have zero issues with it, so I'm definitely feeling very good. I could put this shoulder through the back of his head, which is probably what I'm going to be looking forward to do this Wednesday. So.
You said you didn't really have a whole lot, the expectations. You weren't sure what you were going to be dealing with when you had that shoulder injury. What was the rehab process like for you?
It was pretty vicious. I decided to do a lot of extracurricular rehabbing as well on my shoulder. So I would go into WWE Medical, and they would put me through a very rigorous process of rebuilding stability and getting the inflammation down in the joint. When I came home, I would bring all of the equipment that they would give me to use, and I would do it 3 to 4 times a day. It wasn't necessary to do that, but I wanted to come back as quickly as possible. And there were several different time projections that I was given as to when I could come back. One of them was 6 to 8 months, and then I think 2 of them was like 8 to 12 months. And I was like, there's no way that's happening. I opted out of surgery. I took a holistic approach. I went on a very clean diet. I changed everything. I put all the time that I would normally put into training into my rehab process, and I compressed that 8 to 12 month window down to 3 months with no surgery. So I'm very proud of that. It was really hard. It was really, really hard, but we got through it, and this is part of our industry. This is part of what we do. So I just accepted it, and I just said, I'm going to move on past this. I'm going to be stronger than I was before, and God willing, I am today. So very very happy about that.
Yeah, I don't know how that's even possible. So, yeah, congratulations to you on that one. That is very, very impressive stuff. Just like your run so far in NXT has been. And one thing I've noticed with your matches, you got guys like Dominik Dijakovic, Keith Lee, Damian Priest. You face people and they disappear from NXT. So if I'm Santos Escobar, I'm a little nervous because so far in your time on the yellow and black or the gold and black brand, you're kind of like the soul collector, man. When their time is up, their time is up. That is a badass persona if you can keep that up.
Well, that's exactly it. I think when he dropped my name first on TV, he was thinking, oh, well, he's a heavyweight. I'm a cruiserweight. There's no way they're going to book that. Well, sure enough, just knock on Regal's door. Hey, Santos Escobar mentioned my name last night. Let's make that happen. You know, this is a company where you can't call somebody out and talk trash about somebody and not think that he's going to come right and punch you in the face on live TV. And that's exactly what's going to happen now. It's going to be more than just a punch in the face, but perhaps we'll start with that and we'll work up the ladder.
Now, Wednesday night, it is Santos Escobar, and you've already brought him up. I can't help but wonder, when is the clock going to tick down to 0 on Finn Balor? I know you are chomping at the bit to get your hands on him and that NXT Championship that you never lost. I've
been waiting for the perfect time, and that is obviously a pun intended, but I'm waiting for the perfect time to do that. I get hit up every single fans that have been asking to see that match, and it's always flattering to read that people are still interested to see that with so many things that are constantly changing and moving. The best performers in the world are here in WWE. The attention is still on me getting back that title that I truly actually never lost. It's going to happen. I just got to take care of this one piece of business, and I can guarantee you we're going to get back to that.
There has been, some talk about an NXT Championship matchup being at WrestleMania 37 this year. It is a 2-night event. Obviously, that's a lot of matches. It's got to fill out 2 nights. So let's just say it's Karrion Kross and Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania 37. What would that mean to you?
That would mean everything. That would be it'd be like a great cherry on top to everything that I've been through, everything that I've done. All the years that I've done in this business, to be able to go to Mania and compete against Balor for that belt, that would be absolutely perfect. I remember seeing the photos. People were creating photos of him and I with a WrestleMania background for a couple months now. I don't know if that was the initial inspiration, but the fans are asking for something. Let's be people pleasers. Let's give it to them.